This is an engine test I'm doing. Control from here. And we're running into a key problem, it appears, because it's not even working. Out of contact! Oh, fine. End flight, end flight. Okay, what we have here is me testing an engine setup. Okay, we do have that. We are in contact. Throttle up. We're losing power, the battery won't last that long. And we hit that, and this does indeed work. Let's see how high this thing will get. Wow, it's very stable too. That was one of the things I wanted to test for, was stability. I wanted to make sure this would be stable and remain stable. It is stable, and it's remaining stable. It's burning through the fuel pretty quick, but it is 3 engines hooked up to 1 tank. It's mostly just a feasibility test to see if this would work. And indeed, it does. And it gets us up pretty high, too. Now we'll activate the parachute. And this is a very successful test. Very short jaunt for the engine. Moved slightly. Oh, what's that? Oh, yes, me farting around with a truck. Wow, this will take a very long time to land. But okay, so the assembly without fuel weighs about 8 tons. That's not too bad. So, successful test. This does what I needed to do. I don't think that parachute's actually going to have enough drag to actually make this thing land safely. But yep, so I'm just going to cut the video now because this test was successful. I'm quite happy with another test of the system. Just to test the engine some more. Vessel information. Wow, well, on a vacuum, that's a heck of a lot of delta V! Here in the atmosphere, no, not so much. Not with these engines. Well, vessel information. Total thrust, 180,000 newtons. It'll have to burn up a lot of the fuel, which will take a little while. See if it overheats first. Like, we'll have 180 newtons. 60. So a lot. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's turn SAS on. It's starting to do stuff. It's starting to move slightly. That to rest, and then we can turn it back up again. Probably will run out of power because these don't seem to be generating any power. So that's a good thing to know. They don't generate power. So we will run out of our own power. These nuclear engines do not overheat. That's another good thing to know. I wish we wouldn't run out of power. I'm admittedly quite surprised that these don't generate power, because the other engines do. At the same time, I'm not too surprised, because the other engines probably should not. Oh, well, we'll be back when this actually lifts off the ground or landing pad, or if it explodes. The engine's shut down when the power runs out. Go figure. But oh well. So yeah, it ran for a while. It doesn't quite produce enough thrust to lift that up. But I have learned what I've wanted to know, basically. So have a good day. Okay. This is a really big engine test. Obviously. Oh, craptastic. I need to put all these engines into their own group. Yeah, this will be a very, very big engine test. And this is going to be for a particular plan, don't worry. I have an idea. So this will be interesting. And fire! That's 540,000 newtons. Kilonewtons. Oh, that is bloody epic. Wow! Look at that thing. I'm gonna be running these engines till I can't run them anymore, or something explodes, therefore. There's about 8 minutes of burn time in the atmosphere. Good lord. I just want to see if all these engines will stop at the same time or not. And they're gonna be getting very hot. But good lord, it just looks impressive. Wow! Is this tank running out faster? Yeah. Okay. So it's not taking fuel as I would have expected. It's taking it from there, then there, but that might change in its actual application. But I'm going to wait and see if once this tank runs out, if these engines will shut off. Which would be an issue for what I'm looking at doing with this giant power plant. But good lord, this is freaking awesome. It's not burning it off all that quickly. In space, in a vacuum, this is the time. It would have these 9 engines would have about a half-hour burning time in space with this amount of fuel, which is a hell of a lot of burning time. In the atmosphere, they don't. They've only got about 8 minutes when it's fully loaded. But this should provide a lot of thrust for a very, very long time. Just, good lord, look at all the smoke and everything being produced. This is epic. And momentarily, this tank will run out of fuel. Let's see what happens. Those engines shut off. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. But oh well. Whee! That just rocked.